All right, this video is going to be a bit of a fun one, but I think a pretty good and educational one nonetheless. So in this video, I'm really going to be seeing how quickly I can do recon on a box and just gather just tons of information about a system, basically from scratch, just by stacking a bunch of my recon in parallel. I talk about this concept quite often on my previous videos, and if you watch my live streams, you'll see this is how I normally approach these boxes. But I want to put up a video on this so everyone can just see just how powerful it can be if you just get your recon running in parallel, how quickly you can gather information on a box. So to illustrate this, we're going to be starting with the swag shop box from Hack the Box. I've never tried this one before, so it's completely new to me. Let me just change my view here and we'll get right into it. The only thing I know about this box is the IP address is 10.10.10.140. So first thing I'm going to do right away is I just want to make sure that I have access to that box. And hang on, my keyboard is messed up. One sec. All right, now we're good. So we just do 10.10.10.140. This is just to make sure we can connect to it. And we can't connect to it. I think there's something wrong with this. So let's restart it. And we will just verify the IP address really quick here. IP adder show. And it looks like we're connected to the Hack the Box network now. And let's see if this thing, yep, should be online at this point. All right, cool. We are connected to that. So I'm going to leverage the scripts that I created already, right? I'm going to run my init script on this. And this is just a very simple script that is not at all optimized. I just created this in like 2 minutes so that I could automate my Nmap scanning. So this will be one way we get everything going in parallel, right? So we'll just do swag shop. We'll give it the IP address. And then I'm going to open another window while that's going on, and I am going to spawn my tmux shell on that box. Okay, cool. So now as that's running, while I have that running, I'm just going to, the first thing I like to do with these boxes is I'm going to see if there's any kind of web component to it without even waiting on the results to come back. Right? Okay, I see there is. Now I can check for maybe anything on port 443. Nothing on 443, but on port 80, we have this right here. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run a scan on that look for subdirectories, some subdirectory brute forcing. So the way that I'm going to go about doing that is I'm going to go to Home Cali. I'm going to leverage this script here. Where is it? My subdir script. And I'm going to pass it this IP address here. And so we see there's a /media. Maybe we check that out. And all right, now we got access to some subdirectories in off the site here. And I'm just gonna quickly go through here to see if there's anything that really jumps out at me, because I'm looking for low-hanging fruit first. We'll dig deeper into stuff as needed. But the first thing I want to do is just look for that low-hanging fruit. When time is, this may not seem too important, but when you only have 24 hours to hack 5 boxes, you want to make sure that you are like really efficiently going through this stuff. So this is where having good solid recon can really come into play, right? And we didn't see anything that really jumped out, but now we see, look, there's all these other ones. And we can jump into those as well. But let's just take a look at our scan, right? We finished the initial scan. We're already starting the full scan. Like this video at this point, some of it was me fixing my my VPN, right? And we're only at like 4 minutes, and we've already found all of this, and we're running our full scan already, right? There's also SSH. Now with this box, it appears that there's not really too much to look into as far as other ports go, unless this full scan comes up with anything juicy. But so let's just go back to here, right? We can, /shell, that sounds really interesting. What's going on with that, right? And there's some PHP scripts here, it looks like. This script cannot be run from the browser. This is a shell script. Okay. What happens if I use, like, say, curl on this? Now, again, I don't know that this is the route I'm supposed to take, but I'm just sort of trying things right now. Okay, you still get this. Maybe once we get initial access, we can leverage that on the local system for some privilege escalation or something. But yeah, that seems pretty weird, right? This thing seemed kind of interesting. But it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do much with it from this, right? So then, let's see, what else was in here, right? While we have this going, we're just going to keep looking for more and more stuff. That's pretty much the name of the game here. Okay, let's go back to this other page here. We have app. Let's try that. So just as much recon as we can muster. So, while we're stacking things together here. So there's a lot of PHP going on, so I might want to even rerun this saying PHP, right, as my file extension. That way, if there's any PHP files, just straight off of the root, we can find that as well. But, yeah, if we go to this page here, you also want to, as for a good recon, you want to look at the page source as well, because sometimes you can find interesting things in these, like credentials and stuff like that. It's a pretty trivial vulnerability, right? But you never know. Sometimes you do see that. Okay, let's see what this is. We have an interesting sort of version, or at least info on this, right? Magento commerce. Let's see if there's any known vulnerabilities on it. And looks like there's an RCE, right? So just doing this, and the whole time we're doing this, we got our scans running. Now we're doing UDP, right? We did a initial scan, and then we did a full TCP port scan. Now we're doing UDP. And at the same time, we're finding out, hey, there's an RCE on this. Now let's look into what is the stipulation. Does it require credentials first? Authentication first? Let's see. So this script will create an admin account with a username for me and password for me. For me? I don't know what that means. But it looks like, as far as I can tell, it looks like it's an unauthenticated one. So that would be where I start. And then from here, we're going into exploitation, right? If this works, and if we can, it sounds like it was not working properly. We might need to do probably a little bit of editing on this script to get it to work. But, yeah, from here, we can pretty much exploit the box if this works. And if not, well, then we just do even more recon, and then we start looking into the more deeper dive type of things, right, in order to get the shell. But that was quick, right? This video, under 9 minutes, and probably only 8 minutes of me actually looking at stuff in this box, and we already have one potential exploit to get an initial shell on the system. So that's how fast you can get recon on stuff and process it and find, if not ways to exploit the server, potential ways, right? So I just did this video on a whim. I've never tried this box, but I think it illustrates the point pretty well, just how much info you can get and how much, if you stack your recon like this, if you just create a basic script, get things going in parallel, just how effective you can be as an attacker. Certainly something that would help on OSCP if that is something that you're interested in. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, if you found this video of value, definitely subscribe and hit the like button. It helps me out in the algorithms for sure. And I will see you guys in the next video.